Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we got Bitcoin here on the hourly, and as you guys can see, the high that we recently saw at about almost $36,000 has come down. We have not been able to recapture that. Bitcoin trend just kind of settling in this region, and when we're looking at it, 1 hour time frames, I feel like about a week and a half ago we were getting excited thinking we were going to see a bullish trend upward, but really these 1 hour time frames are good for swing trading. So zooming out, taking a look at the Bitcoin trend, this is the 4 hour, and even if we throw it on the daily, you guys can see now, trend still technically bullish, but there is still movement for a downward trajectory. Take a look at some of these trends after we did see a Bitcoin pump. Generally speaking, we see, a couple of days of a pump, followed by a consolidation period, and then, a move downward. And so, in this case, Bitcoin was just vacillating back and forth from March of this year till about May of this year, just kind of doing this and not really giving us any kind of price fluctuations. So trading sideways pretty much, and that was for about a total of 2 months. So you guys can see that about 61 days, give or take, before it finally moved back down over here. And then we saw that new high coinciding with the Ripple verdict. So we did see that new high for Bitcoin July 13th, 2023. And, even when it did pump this second time here, it took about another 50 days or so, or really technically about 30 days before it started moving back down. Then the decline, consolidation period, another pump. So again, guys, we still have a ways to go. And, there's still about 6 months till the Bitcoin halving. We've only been here right now for about 10 days, give or take. So, there's still a lot to reveal. Luckily, sentiment is still high, so 72 in greed. That could change on a dime, though. Once sentiment does go back down, when Bitcoin does retrace, because I'm sure it will. In the history of Bitcoin, it's retraced quite a bit, and we've seen these consolidation periods for, 2, 3, 4 months sometimes before that next move up. And it really isn't until the year, that last year of the bull run where we really see prices start pumping, where there's no real wait period between retracements. So, it's like 4 years of brutal grinding retracements. And, this year, I got to say, was probably one of the worst years in the cycle. The 2023, the equivalent to 2019. But guys, next year, I bet it's going to feel a lot better. And so, yeah, just, to take a look at this, crypto market's up a little bit. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance not moving too much. So altcoins still moving alongside Bitcoin, although we are seeing a green day over the 24-hour period. It's really only a handful of coins that are doing really, really well. Like Solana's really knocking it out of the park. But every other coin is up by 1%, 2%, give or take. But we are seeing mostly green candlesticks on the market today. Let's bring up XRP real quickly here. XRP price still kind of hovering in around 61.5 cents. So we still are seeing a positive trajectory for XRP, which is also very good. 1 hour shows, not too much downward momentum. XRP has stalled out a little bit here at about 62.6. Did come back down. Now we're trading at about 61.4. So positive momentum for XRP. That is all good. Of course, there was this breaking news that came out yesterday. Bank of America, Chase, and U.S. banking systems crash in a huge cyber outage. So was your bank affected? If you live in the United States, was your bank affected? So it's Bank of America, Chase, and U.S. bank systems down today as direct deposit systems crash. Bank of America, Chase, U.S. banks, and Wells Fargo were experiencing delays in the posting of direct deposits today. The disruptions reported began around 8 a.m. yesterday and seem to have concluded at 1 p.m. Customers reported experiencing delays in the posting of the direct debit deposits and paychecks. Wells Fargo first acknowledged the issue on social media and said they were working towards a resolution. Bank of America also acknowledged the issue in a message to customers. A Chase spokesperson was quoted as saying, "A system issue affecting ACH debits and credits sent to us, as well as other banks. The originators of these deposits are working to rescind the payment files, and we will post them as soon as we can." Now, interesting to note that it was a handful of banks that were experiencing delays. It wasn't one bank that was maybe hacked and they're trying to keep it under wraps. It was a bunch of banks: Truist, Bank of America, Chase, U.S. Bank, and Wells Fargo. So guys, now the question is, what the heck is going on to these U.S. banks? As they say down here, other institutions haven't released any official statement yet. Bank of America didn't immediately reply to a request for comment. Wells Fargo and Truist declined to comment on the issue and instead referred the mirror to the clearinghouse, the company involved in the delayed payments. So Now we're getting a little more information here. The clearinghouse has experienced an ACH processing issue, which impacts less than 1% of the daily ACH volume in the US. THC is working with the financial institutions who have customers that have been impacted. The clearinghouse, part of the greater financial system. And guys, has this been planned all along? Ashley here on Twitter posting this. US banks not safe. A Mr. Pool tweet coded, just written backwards really, back from 2022, March 2022. US banks not safe. I mean, we've been getting these warnings for a while. So, what is the next step? We also have this from Kangspace here, digging up some other old Mr. Pool tweets back from 2022. We have these cryptic tweets here with ATM machines, Barclays ATM machines, and it's just a little video clip of that. Alongside this, another one here from 2022, March of 2022, taking out money from an American ATM. You guys can see that's US dollars coming out of an ATM machine. Again, all from early 2022. And now, guys, we have this. All these banks being shut down. We do know that, November 2023, this is the month, guys, that we're seeing the upgrade, the ISO 20022 upgrade. So is there something happening behind the scenes? Drocon89 here posting this, an old tweet from Ross Vandermeer. You guys remember him? From 2019, Christine Lagarde will make her first announcement as an ECB leader and will shake the market, and it will not be pretty. BOA went offline. The collapse is near. November is where all things will start to shift A to B, front of our eyes. You know the rule. Time will tell. Very cryptic. Finance a lot here, also bringing us the breaking news. Truist, Bank of America, Chase, US, and Wells Fargo are experiencing widespread outages and disruptions. They have since fixed the problem. But guys, take a look at that volatility from all of these banks. Okay, amazing to see that, and other people posting on that. Bartholomew's quandary here also saying, the VIX does love widespread bank outages. Could you imagine if every bank went out? And maybe, it could just be that this is maybe a bit of a test run to see how, people would react if multiple banks did go out at the same time. And I don't know if you guys did experience an outage. What was your experience with your bank and, your representative from your bank? If you were affected by this, I would really like to know. We did also get this message here from Observation on Twitter. Gabe posted this. Okay, my company just sent me an email. I hope this helps you. A widespread server outage at the Fed's clearinghouse system overnight resulted in some financial institutions not processing and posting their customers' direct deposits timely. The clearinghouse indicates their servers are back online and processing the backlog. We understand some financial institutions have indicated to customers that direct deposits will be posted throughout the day. Customer accounts remain secure. The balances will update once deposits are received. Check with your financial institution regarding specific timing or with other questions. So thank you for the update. And then over here, user reports indicate problems at Chase Bank. So this from Chase Bank specifically. It's definitely a Chase issue. I split my paycheck into two different banks. My credit union direct deposit went in just fine. My Chase direct deposit did not go. Sounds like Wells Fargo and the other bank are having the same issue, so no resolution so far. It has been determined that the delay in payroll direct deposits hitting employee accounts was caused by technical issues between the Federal Reserve and the electronic banking network. So guys, this problem is higher up. All happening at the beginning of November and happening on a Friday, no less. Today is Saturday, November the 4th, if you're watching this video on the day that it's released. So interesting. We've been hearing about this banking collapse, a potential crash, ushering in, the new financial system. There's also, it's purported that there will be a Big Bang event and, something could be happening next week over the weekend, or sorry, not next week. It would be the following week. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, the Bearable Guy Decode, courtesy of Arya's List, I will link that one up here too. So lots of speculation occurring. Meanwhile, we are seeing this, guy. So DC Fintech Week is happening November the 6th through the 9th. Interesting timing as well. And Crypto Darren here posting this. Okay, it's a big club. None of it was real. They're all in bed together. Look who is on the panel at DC Fintech Week. We got Nellie Liang, U.S. Undersecretary for the Treasury of Domestic Finance. We've got Brad Garlinghouse, of course, CEO of Ripple. Michael Sonnenshield, Chief Executive Officer of Grayscale Investments. So one of the major Bitcoin ETFs will be processed through Grayscale. Sheila Warren, who's also a member of the WEF, Chief Executive Officer of Crypto Council for Innovation. Gary Gensler, guys, down here, the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. We've also got Michael Barr, Vice Chair of Supervision of the Federal Reserve. and also has once had a spot on the Ripple board of directors. So that's very interesting too. I think Michael Novogratz is also their CEO of Galaxy Investment Partners, very crypto forward, and Jessica Rouzeau, Chief Data Information and Intelligence Officer, Financial Conduct Authority. So a lineup, to say the least, quite the lineup to say the least. And guys, this is being put out by the Bank for International Settlement. So essentially, the central bank for central banks. Things that make you go, yeah. Well, guys, just to add to this, Ripple's Swell event is happening at the exact same time, November 8th to 9th, 2023. And that is happening within this same time frame that we're seeing DC Fintech Week occur. And this is all happening November of 2023. The same time we're seeing this banking glitch that allegedly is going through the clearinghouse. The same time that, we're hearing that there could be a major shuffle. The ISO 20022 integration is occurring. That is confirmed. There's documentation, lots of documentation proving that. But guys, are we going to see something more in the coming weeks? I don't know. I guess time will tell. DJ Peter Vass also bringing this to our attention. So is it the best time to buy XRP? Better late than never. Being early is obviously better. But guys, there's an article highlighting someone else's opinion. Another investment expert gives his perspective on the investment potential of XRP in contrast to stocks of prominent companies such as Amazon, Apple, and Netflix. So somebody came out and was saying, it was Brian Feroldi. In a recent tweet, he pointed out that latecomers to the stock market still had ample opportunity to make substantial gains, provided they take a bold move. So, even if you're not getting into XRP, I cost average my XRP down to 17 cents. And I don't think a lot of people have done that, especially a lot of people in this market, maybe in the 20s or 30s. I was fortunate enough to get into the market super early. And just because of, some of the trades I made, I leveraged some of that capital to buy more XRP. So all things considered, my cost average is at about 17 cents, but you don't have to cost average so low in order to make tons of money. He pointed something out that I think a lot of people should feel optimistic about. We have ample opportunity to make substantial gains provided they take the bold move. He cited examples of investments in Apple, Amazon, and Netflix. His words were this, if you bought Apple 5 years after, so after, not before, after the iPhone launch, you still would have made a ton of money. If you bought Amazon 5 years after the AWS launch, you made a ton of money. If you bought Netflix 5 years after it started streaming, you made a lot of money. Feraldi concluded the tweet by noting that being late to the party may not be as bad as most people assume. You can be late and still win big. And guys, I tend to agree. It's always better to get in early. I guess I should continue by giving you Panos's opinion on this. It's the same thing with crypto, but with a much bigger potential and more opportunities. So many great projects, so much innovation. XRP and AVAX are the top layer one investments and blue chips for him particularly. Getting in now, guys, is going to be like getting in before Ripple really does take off 5 years down the road. However, I don't know if I completely agree with this because I do think the window is going to be shorter. There's been some talk of, the fact that a lot of this will occur very, very fast, and then boom, you'll kind of lose your opportunity at a certain point because prices of certain cryptos will be high, but they'll be stable, so you won't be able to jump on that volatility. Like if XRP does hit 589, let's say that's the ceiling, I'm just using a number for sake of argument, you won't be able to see it go any higher. It'll stay kind of within 588, 590, 589. It won't move too much more from there. So even just taking a look at his example with Apple, I'm just going to bring up the Apple chart real quickly. And the iPhone was released in 2006, 2007? Let's call it 2007 for sake of argument. And, even if you did buy 5 years later, as he points out, you still do have that window. So 2012 would bring us somewhere in and around here. May of 2012, okay, you still would have done well. So, as he points out here, 5 years later, and you bring that to today, you still would have made almost 900% on your Apple investment. So a very good point of view here. I don't know, though, if it's going to translate to crypto. And the other thing you got to remember, too, these predictable bull runs that we have experienced over the last decade plus, those may come to an end. And I have a feeling this is going to be one of the last, if not the last bull run where we can place bets now in a quasi-regulated market and really reap maximum rewards. So this is why I decided this bull run. I'm going to be opening up my crypto portfolio. I'm going to be letting you guys know my targets. I know some guys do this already, and some guys are charging upwards of $100 a month on their Patreon. I thought I'd keep it simple, $5 a month, and I'm not giving anybody any trading advice. What I'm doing is I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to be posting my trades on the days they occur. I'm going to be opening up my portfolio. You can see I'm going to be talking about all the different cryptocurrencies that I hold, and now it's upward of about 20 different cryptos. So, there's the typical ones that I talk about on this channel, but there are about 15 cryptocurrencies, 15-ish cryptos that I hold that I do not talk about on this channel. And the reason why I've picked these particular cryptos are for different reasons. They're for making money. They don't really focus on real world utility, which, I am a proponent of real world utility, and I am keeping a portion of my XRP for that real world utility down the road. But I'm also going to be trading a chunk of my XRP in this bull run at certain price targets, just based on other kinds of fundamentals that I'm going to be looking at. So if that's something you guys are interested in, you can follow me. I'm going to be trading on BITRUE, but these coins are available on other exchanges. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Just giving you guys a sense of where my head is at this coming bull run. Now, Wrath of Kahneman posted this. Okay, KFH describes Ripple as a world-class company, describing their use for cross-border payments. This was just released last month, about a week or two ago, and this is a newspaper article. KFH's digital leadership is a competitive advantage. Down here, it states world-class companies, including Ripple. So he mentioned that KFH cooperates with world-class companies to provide unique and top-tier services, such as the cooperation with Ripple to launch instant cross-border payment services by using Ripple's technology. So very interesting to note, but Wrath of Kahneman also brings something else up that I find interesting. It's real praise, but note that KFH makes this mention in the Kuwait Times about 1 to 2 times a year. So it is an important talking point for them, the fact that they are using RippleNet technology. He mentions here that it's not new that they mention RippleNet technology, but it is very important. So just to note that, and wanted to thank Wrath of Kahneman for pointing that out. Michael Branch here also bringing this up, guys, a new partnership with one of Ripple's new acquisitions, Medico. DZ Bank, one of Germany's largest banks, has decided to launch its digital asset custody platform for institutional clients, and as such has unveiled its plans to leverage Ripple's technology for the offering. So Medico did post this congratulations to DZ Bank going live with their solutions here, powered by Medico Harmonized. Here's what's happening. DZ Bank, one of Germany's largest banks, has decided to go with RippleNet technology. Recently, the traditional financial system has continued its evolutionary trends, but this time with the integration of blockchain tech. Many conventional financial institutions are showing interest in crypto and its affiliated innovations and business. In light of this new demand, the Central Institution for, I don't want to even try to pronounce that, Cooperative Financial Network, popularly known as DZ Bank, AG, has tapped into the trend. So they're going to be using Medico Harmonized. This was so obviously, as we know, Medico was recently acquired by Ripple Labs, and DZ Bank is going to be utilizing their Harmonized product, its digital asset custody and orchestration platform for the offering. This partnership was first announced in February after an extensive proof of concept and diligence process that evaluated the platform was conducted. But after much scrutiny, it was decided that Ripple's Medico was the right choice for DZ Bank. So we're getting, now more partner news with Ripple acquired companies. Harmonized has played a pivotal role in empowering the launch of DZ Bank's institutional digital asset custody offering, which recently went live per details from the press release, adding that its alignment with DZ Bank signifies a major milestone in the journey towards merging traditional finance and the digital asset economy. So, these institutional clients, they're going to need more and more options for institutional custody. And, DZ Bank, one of Germany's largest. I don't know what their AUM is, but at the end of the day, right, institutional clients are going to need to, basically, they're going to be investing in trust, a new asset class, brand new. And, what are the tokens that they're going to be offering? This is another question. But obviously, it's not going to be the meme coins. It's going to be solid cryptocurrencies. And I'm sure XRP is definitely on that list. Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably Litecoin, and a handful of others. But coins that will be making a difference, coins that will be solving problems as the future of finance develops and as the tokenized economy develops too. So interesting news here coming from Medico. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. And another bombshell here, guys. This one courtesy of Yassine Mobarak, but really got to give credit to Sentosumo Sabascoop. In her video today, it seems the partnership between Ripple and MoneyGram did not end on good terms, and the relationship did not improve since then. Guys, check out this clip. This was from Crypto Eddie's video. I do suggest you watch her video. I will link it in the description of this video. This is just a clip. The CEO of MoneyGram in a recent interview, guys. Listen to this.
There's a lot of FX volatility in that stuff. That's probably the single biggest challenge that we had using that was we were trying to look at cross-border use cases, and you go from US dollar to a peso like we do today. You got to buy pesos, you have to play pesos into the market. There's an FX cost to that. Well, you think when you go into the crypto world you could eliminate the FX cost. The reality is you can't, because that coin's moving around in value. So it didn't really solve for anything, and actually it added a third element, because now you're going a dollar to a currency to another currency. So now you're doing like 2 foreign exchange trades instead of 1. So it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I won't comment on what else they're doing or where they're going to go, because it's a lovely company, I guess.
Yeah.
Ouch! Scathing review. Tipsy Tiger also bringing something up that could contribute to this. He says, when Ripple sold a stack of MoneyGram stock, did anyone see it any different? Strange considering Ripple saved their arses. Says Al Diablo Dictator Know-It-All here. Well, do you guys remember when Ripple did sell that MoneyGram stock? You remember that? Ripple is cashing out of a third of its stake in surging MoneyGram stock, and Ripple's first sale of MoneyGram stock since the startup invested in the remittance giant in 2019. This happened about 3 years ago, November 2020. So I'll link this in the description if you guys want to read the details, but that did happen while they were still invested in MoneyGram. And then a month later, the lawsuit hit and MoneyGram just kind of bailed. And we thought maybe it had to do with the fact that XRP was not clear as a non-security yet in the US market. And so maybe that was the reason why MoneyGram decided to part ways with Ripple, or they decided to part ways as a collective. But as you guys can see here from this clip, a very, very different opinion from the CEO of MoneyGram than what he was stating before, okay? Crypto Eddie at Sento Sumo Saba with another bombshell here. She edited together these clips of Alex Holmes talking about Ripple then and now. This is great, just to kind of sum it up if you guys are not familiar with this story. So gotta thank Crypto Eddie for that. Listen to this.
Obviously, we're doing a lot with ODL today, and also pushing into RippleNet as well in the coming weeks and months. The thing I love about ODL at the moment is that we're sort of completely in the forefront of this. As we go around and talk, I think there's a lot of skeptical people out there still, and I'm here to say, I guess I was one of them, and now I am not.
Do you think Ripple could make a comeback?
There's a lot of FX volatility in that stuff.
And to be able to see transactions go to, for example, US to Mexico, which is the biggest corridor we have right now, we're moving, $350 transfers to Mexico literally, every second, sub-seconds. We're moving just and settling, billions of dollars. And
that's probably the single biggest challenge that we had, using that was we were trying to look at cross-border use cases, and you go from US dollar to a peso like we do today. You got to buy pesos, you have to play pesos into the market. There's an FX cost to that. Well, you think when you go into the crypto world you could eliminate the FX cost. The reality is you can't, because that coin's moving around in value. So
for us, I think getting US to Mexico up, I think we're pushing almost today about 10% of our volume that we normally do to Mexico through the ODL platform. It's working extremely well. We've now opened into 4 new corridors that we're beginning to scale, and I think that those will continue to ramp in the coming weeks and months. And at the end of the day, pairing off our transaction flows with the currency flows really gives a lot of efficiency and scale to what we do.
It didn't really solve for anything, and actually it added a third element, because now you're going a dollar to a currency to another currency. So now you're doing like 2 foreign exchange trades instead of 1.
Literally having that on-demand liquidity, so knowing how many pesos I moved, what time of day, what the peso rate was, and then actually buy your pesos at that same time, land them in Mexico for the purposes of settling, is really pretty phenomenal. It's pretty amazing.
So it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. So I won't comment on what else they're doing or where they're going to go, because it's a lovely company, I guess.
So intersplicing that clip that we just saw with a previous interview with Alex Holmes from MoneyGram, Brad Garlinghouse right there. Boy, it really does make a difference. As we know, MoneyGram is now partnered with Stellar. So this was at their Stellar Meridian conference just this year. And you just compare that to Ripple's Swell event from back in 2019, like night and day. So why is he throwing Ripple under the bus? Why is there bad blood? Is it because Ripple did cash out a MoneyGram stock back in 2020? I don't know, guys. Maybe MoneyGram now sees Ripple as a threat, as does Stellar, but gotta thank Crypto Eddie here for posting that. A huge shout out to her. Regardless, guys, we are still early to the game, and even if we weren't, we are still going to make tremendous gains on our XRP, on the rest of our crypto portfolio. What are you guys trading? Put it down in the comments. Other than XRP, please tell me what you think, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.